Hey up folks, welcome to Sonofdel's live vlog on Monday the 28th of March. Not long left now till April kicks in, eh? Well, last time I spoke to you I told you that it was my Deb's anniversary on the Friday, so I've got that to talk about in a minute, as well as some bad customer service. A very poorly wrapped parcel which arrived, and also I've got some new jigsaws to show you and some completed jigsaws to show you. And other than that, I'll just be filling in what's been happening in the last week. Coming up first, the Jigsaw Gallery. Now, as you can see, I'd only done 2 jigsaws this week, but I have had a few jigsaws to show you, which I'm going to do now. Now, the first one is I've got a set of these from the works. This one is also from the works, and they are postcards. The ones I've got, the 2 I've got, are postcards from the USA and the UK. Well, they've now bought this one out as well, and it is called Exotic Travel Stamps. And you can see it's another 1,000-piece one, so that's going to be a nice one to do. And that's from the works. The next one I got the same time from the works. Now, you remember the one I showed you before, the 1950s Hollywood diner, which I had with my old Jigsaw puzzle subscription for February. Well, this time I've actually got one that's another one from the works again, and this one is a 1950s Hollywood street. Plenty of detail on that. Looks very colourful, nice diner there with all sorts going on it. And again, it's corner piece puzzles, but it's the works basically. That's the second one. Now, this third one, I was very wary of this one because my wife asked me to pick some jigsaws for our anniversary, because obviously that's what I decided to have. Now, I bought one from a company called Bopster Games. Now, normally I don't buy cheap jigsaws, I really don't. But I looked at the reviews for this one, and it said that somebody very similar to me who doesn't buy cheap jigsaws actually bought this, and they were really surprised with the quality of the jigsaw. Now, the jigsaw is really cool. It's actually a cartoony type version of London, and if I hold it so that you can see it properly, you might get a reflection actually, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, you're getting a bit of a reflection there, but if I do that, you might be able to see it a bit better. And basically, you know when EastEnders starts and you've got the do-do-do-do-do-do, there you can see the River Thames, the blue line that's sort of like going all over the place. That's the River Thames. And the locations of all the things are actually where they should be. So you've got Buckingham Palace where it actually is. You've got the Millennium Dome where it actually is, and so on. And it's a really nice jigsaw, but it's by a company called Bopster. Well, I'd never heard of them. They're called Click Europe, the actual jigsaw company. And as you can see on the side of the box, I think it's dead funny. You've got like the Queen there. Look, you see the Queen. And you've got Buckingham Palace, you've got loads of different things all to do with London, double-decker bus, taxi cab, postbox, Tower Bridge, you know, all this sort of stuff, House of Parliament, it's all on there. And that was from Bopster, but it was from Amazon, I got that. Now this one really stuck out for me, because everybody has got a story to tell about lockdown. Everybody did something either different that they've never done before, or retook up a hobby, or started completely random stuff. And this one is actually called Lockdown Life. Now, you might think it looks a bit boring, but if you look very closely at the windows, it shows you different things that people did during lockdown to basically stop themselves being bored. Now, I'm really looking forward to doing that one. Now, it's a good maker jigsaw. It's Falcon Contemporary. Again, a fantastic maker of jigsaws, Falcon are. And this one again was off Amazon. The last one you've just seen and this one were part of my anniversary present, and so are the next 2 I'll show you. Now, there's a guy called Colin Thompson, fantastic illustrator. He does lovely cartoon drawings, and he's always putting little weird things in his pictures. He's brilliant. He's about 70 odd years old, and the guy literally is a creative genius. And he creates something where basically he'll do a letter of the alphabet in the middle, A, and then he'll put everything beginning with that. And in the jigsaw is actually a sheet showing you everything that's from that letter. Now I've got A, B, C, D, E, and now I've got F and G, and now I've actually got everything on that jigsaw there begins with H. if I hold it like that, you might be able to see, you might get a bit of a reflection off it. I'll show it you properly anyway when I've done it at some point. But it's Colin Thompson, the author is, and he's absolutely brilliant. If you get a chance, just type in Colin Thompson, designer or illustrator or whatever, and have a look at some of his designs. They're absolutely hilarious. Because like you say, you've got like everything beginning with H and the jigsaw, but you've got like little cartoon characters popping their heads up. You've got like little people's faces and all sorts of stuff going on there. You know, he really is a brilliant artist. And it actually says fantastic alphabet H. And I'm 90. Let me just make sure I'm not being a plonker here when I said it's Colin Thompson. Yeah, it's Colin Thompson. Yeah, I thought it was. I'd have looked at Wally then if I got the author wrong. Yeah, it's Colin Thompson, and that again is off Amazon. Now this one is a nostalgia trip. It is a nostalgia trip. I've got a few of these. I've got a Christmas one with all different Christmas rhymes on it and everything. But this one is actually called Space Hoppers and Scooters. And it's basically a blast from the past because everything on there is to do with your childhood, or our childhood, should I say. Stuff that I had when I was a child, and maybe generations before me as well. You've got Etch-a-Sketch on there, you've got toy telephones, you've got projectors, you've got snakes and ladders, you've got kids playing hopscotch, you know, you've got all sorts on there. It's a real nostalgia trip, that one is. And again, that one was off Amazon. Now, just on another note to do with jigsaws, actually, I've actually got 2 more jigsaws coming tomorrow. Now, I wasn't going to buy jigsaws. I didn't go on Amazon to buy jigsaws. I went on Amazon to have a look around because my wife needs a new set of headphones. And we went on Amazon and it came up at the bottom that this fantastic jigsaw, Romeo and Juliet. Now, you might think, why would I want to do Romeo and Juliet? It's done in like an illustration form, so there's pictures for each thing to do with Romeo and Juliet, and it's a really nice jigsaw. And it was £6 for a Ravensburger 1,000 piece jigsaw, and I thought, that's absolutely nuts, that is. You can't get a 1,000 piece jigsaw for £6. So I left it, I clicked on it, and my wife said, are there any more, you know, that sort of price? I went on, there was another one on there, and it was The Merry Wives of Windsor. Again, it tells the story and pictures, and that one was £5.80. So I got 2 1,000 piece jigsaws for £11.80. It was the bargain of the day, I tell you. I couldn't believe the price. I could not believe the price. But yeah, so that's my jigsaws that I've got to do. Another 6 here, 2 coming tomorrow, and about another 50 upstairs, and then the 2 that I've already completed this week. So busy where jigsaws are concerned. More next vlog. Now, yeah, it's been a strange all week actually, hasn't it? I mean, we obviously last week was mine and Deb's anniversary, as I told you. We hadn't made plans really what we were going to do, and we didn't really do a lot, to be honest. It was a lovely day all last week from like Tuesday till Saturday. Absolutely gorgeous weather, so we've been sitting out on the decking a lot of the time, just sitting out there chilling, talking to the neighbours, having cups of coffee, and basically just whiling away the hours until tea time. And that's what I've done for the last few days, to be honest. I've not really done anything. On our anniversary, we had a nice anniversary. It was a quiet anniversary, and I made my wife a new poem, because I always write new poems for my wife. It's so easy to do, it really is. My wife, I just have to look at her for 5 minutes and the poem's in my head anyway. So I write lots of poetry, as you know, and I'll be reading out the new poem near the end of this vlog so that you can have a listen, and if you want, let me know what you think underneath when I've finished it. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, yeah, we didn't really have any plans, and we didn't really do anything exciting, to be honest. We had a lovely tea, don't get me wrong. We had a really nice tea, homemade tea. That was really nice. And we just spent the time together. You know, we didn't do anything major, didn't watch it on television or nothing. In the evening, Deb was just watching a bit of TV, and I was just doing either a bit of me game or a bit of me jigsaw. Now, of course, what has happened in the middle yesterday was Mother's Day. Getting onto this subject. Mother's Day, right? Now, obviously, as you know, my mum passed away 18 months ago, so it's our second one without my mum, which was hard. But we decided we were going to send my mother-in-law, Deb's mum, a bunch of flowers. Now, we've used flying flowers a lot of times, and they've been fantastic quality. We've had no problems with them whatsoever, so we thought, who better? We sent them, and this was the bouquet we sent. As you can see, a beautiful bouquet, nice flowers on there and everything. It looks really, really good. You can't beat it, you know, lovely colours and everything. This is what arrived. Can you see any similarity? Because I can't. They just look like a bunch of tulips. Anyway, I've been in touch with Flying Flowers. I sent them a really, really stinking email on Saturday, and they only work Monday to Friday, so I assumed that today somebody would get back to me, and nobody has. And I've sent the email twice with the pictures of the flowers, and I'm telling them how disgusted we are with the quality, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they will get back to me and sort it out, because we've never had a problem with Flying Flowers before. And the quality of these has made us question whether we ever want to use them again, because these were supposed to be to show how special my mother-in-law was, how loved she was, and instead they just look cheap, and we're embarrassed. We're embarrassed about them completely, because it looks like something I could have just run up the road and nicked out of somebody's yard up here. It's just disgusting, especially when they're for Mother's Day as well. It's just wrong. And on that note, actually, I've got something else to show you. We ordered a parcel from the Works. Now, the Works are always being delivered by Hermes. And I don't know whether you know, but Hermes have changed the name now to Every. EVRI. And somebody said that's because every parcel's got a chance of making it, it might not do. And after seeing this, which I'm going to show you now, this was the quality of the boxes that you can see. And these were actually left down the side of our house in this condition, completely open for anybody to walk past and just get down the alley and have them if they wanted to. We were very, very, very lucky that nothing was damaged inside. One of my Jigsaw boxes was a little bit dented, but nothing major. And when I got in touch with them, they said, well, we're really, really sorry this has happened. This was the Works, by the way. I sent one to Hermes, but I've heard nothing from them. But I sent one to the Works, and the Works got back to me to say they're really sorry about this has happened. Any damaged items, they'll give me 10% off or something silly like that. And I sent one back saying, I haven't got any damaged items, but you're not telling me that you would accept this parcel in this condition just because there's no damaged items in it. We were lucky it hadn't been raining, I'll tell you that now, because if it had been raining, there were books in there, paperback books, and they weren't wrapped up or nothing, they were just paperback books. They would have been absolutely ruined. So yeah, it's been a bit of a what's it this week with customer service and stuff like that. We're hoping to get things sorted. But today we've had another instance. Now, I'm not blaming the driver, but we order off CoOp, and CoOp do a 2-hour delivery slot. And we wanted our delivery between 2 and 3. Now, we ordered some salted butter, but I got an email off them saying the salted butter had been replaced with unsalted butter. If you didn't want it, hand it back to your driver. Fair enough. Now, I was upstairs when the delivery came, and my wife answered the door and tried to give this unsalted butter back to the driver, and the driver didn't even understand in English. He didn't understand what she was on about. He was like, speak English, no. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. CoOp have employed a driver who can't speak English, bear in mind, can't speak proper English, to deal with customers at their door when they're handing stuff back. I mean, I'm understanding, don't get me wrong, I just sent him an email saying, this happened, I'm not happy about it. But some other people might have kicked off on the doorstep. I know some people who've got such short fuses, they'd have blown up on them. They'd have gone absolutely ballistic, because he was somebody that was trusted to take something back for you, and they couldn't even understand what you were saying. Now, I'm sorry, CoOp, but you're at fault here. You need to start making sure you employ your drivers who can speak English, and that's not me being racist. That's me trying to understand how you can expect somebody who can't understand English deal with people who've got complaints at the doorstep or to try and hand stuff back. We've got left now with 2 big blocks of unsalted butter. Well, we don't eat unsalted butter because it's disgusting, it's rank. Because we have butter on toast and butter on crumpets and butter on tea cakes. But we don't have unsalted butter. And people might say, oh, just put a bit of salt in it. It doesn't work like that. Trust me, we've tried it. It either makes it so manky that all you can taste is salt, or so horrible that you think, there's nothing in this, there's no flavour, it's nasty. Now, another thing, can you believe this? It's complaint after complaint, isn't it? I should call this the complaint reel. We had, I didn't have, my next door neighbours the other day, they had a KFC bucket. And they had a boneless bucket. And he passed me a couple of pieces of chicken over. Now, I love KFC. As anybody who knows me, I will eat KFC, especially the boneless stuff, till it comes out my ears. Except they've either changed the recipe or they made a right bodge of this one, because I had the chicken and within an hour of eating it, I had heartburn and acid like you would not believe, because it was so peppery, the coating was, and the chicken was so salty that all I'd got to do, I mean, I know they do oversalt things to get people buy Cokes and stuff, but not when it's being delivered. Because if it's being delivered, you're not going to get somebody saying, oh, can I just now have another extra bottle of Coke? Because it's not going to happen, is it? So I had this thing, thinking nothing of it, thinking, oh God, it must just be me. I've got a bad chest and I had heartburn and acid. Next day I was sitting outside talking to my neighbour, Shell, and she said, oh, that KFC last night wasn't right, was it? I said, what do you mean? She said, I found it really peppery. And I was like, thank God for that, it wasn't just me. And all of us who'd had it thought it was literally peppery as hell. Now I eat hot stuff, not Bombay and all that sort of stuff, but I eat things called Pringles, which is sizzling barbecue. Now they are hot, they've got a bit of heat in them, and I don't get acid off them. But this was a different kind. This was a peppery heat. This was like pepper. Every time you breathed in, you could just taste pepper. Now on top of that, I didn't know this, but they were sitting outside and she said the gravy has changed. The gravy is normally one of them things that you either like or hate, but she loves it. She loves KFC gravy and she loves dipping the fries in. It was horrible. The gravy was naff, it got tipped away. And the coleslaw, I always pride myself because I love KFC coleslaw. It's nice and thick, you can fork it out and put it on your burger. This was like liquid. This was runny as hell. You couldn't pick it up on your fork, it was just literally sliding through. And this is what my neighbour told me. So if you have changed the recipe, change it back. And if you have changed the standards of your food, change them back. I know that you're experimenting with vegan food, although I can't think of many people who are vegan who would eat at KFC anyway, because of cross-contamination. If you're going to have a burger from if you're going to KFC, you usually want Kentucky Fried Chicken. That is the point. That's like going to Nando's, that's like going to Subway and asking for pie and chips. You wouldn't do it. You go to KFC for Kentucky Fried Chicken. That is the whole point. It's KFC. We're going too far now. These companies, they're trying to appeal to too many people. Now, I'm not saying vegans don't deserve their own food. Of course they do. Of course they do. But let somebody specialise in doing that who knows what they're doing. You cannot guarantee that something is vegan when it's cooked in the same area and the same building as somebody who's cooking fried chicken. There's always a chance of cross-contamination. I'm sorry, I wouldn't believe it in a million years. My wife certainly doesn't, and she's vegetarian going on vegan. She's actually trying to push towards vegan. And believe it or not, even I've started having vegan stuff. I've started having oat milk instead of normal milk because it's better for the planet. And actually, in coffee, it's not bad. And in tea, I was surprised because I tried it in tea and I thought this will be a bit... But it wasn't. It was really nice. And I could definitely get used to cutting dairy out because I don't eat a lot of cheese anyway. It's very rarely we have anything like... I mean, don't get me wrong, we have salted butter. We do have salted butter. And I could go on to Flora, the vegan one that they do. I could go on to that. But I do like salted butter on my toast, so that's a little bit of a... That's a clinger where I'm thinking, should I or shouldn't I? But I could definitely switch to 90% of my food being vegan. Because a lot of people seem to think, oh, if it's vegan, then people are trying to force you to eat something you don't want. No, they're not. They're giving you the choice. Yeah, you can stuff your face with a 9-10 ounce steak or whatever and chips if that's what you desire. But some people don't want that. Some people do want to eat vegan. Some people want to do stuff that benefits the planet and not just them, because some people have got the attitude of, well, why should I care? I'll be gone in a few years. Well, what a shite attitude. I'm sorry, but it is. Bleep it out if you want, but it's a shite attitude. It's rubbish. It's terrible. Because if we all had that attitude, there'd be no planet. There'd be no planet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these eco-friendly, tie myself to a railing and protesting and glue myself to the road and all that. I don't do all that stuff. But all of us can make a difference to the planet if we try. We've cut out single-use plastic. We recycle nearly everything that can be recycled. You know, we've got loft insulation, which helps, obviously. We've got an energy-efficient boiler and energy-efficient appliances. We turn the lights off when we go out of rooms at night. We make sure appliances aren't left on standby. And these are all little things. These aren't costing you any money. You haven't got to pay a fortune just to make sure your lights are switched off. If anything, it'll save you money. So, you know, I'm quite prepared to edge towards the vegan. I don't think I could go totally vegan. I don't think I could. I really don't. I've got too many products that are not vegan friendly. And I don't mean food products. I mean all sorts of products, like household products. The deodorants and stuff I use aren't vegan. You know, they're not animal friendly or whatever, but I'll try my best where I can to help. Because as Tesco says, sorry, every little helps. And it's true, every little does help, you know. Anyway, coming up, I'm going to finish off the last word with my poem called Inside and Out. Right, I'll read this out to you, just hold on a second. Like I said, it's from my wife, and we've been married 8 years, and I wrote this poem. When I tell you that you're beautiful, it's not just the way you look. I've seen you beautiful inside and out since that first day my breath you took. You came into my life when I was in darkness. Slowly you showed me the light. Now I'm that man I am today because of your love. You bring the daylight to my darkest night. You're the very thing that makes life worthwhile, the best thing about each day. If the world ended tomorrow, my love for you would stay. So each day that I spend with you is more precious than the last. You taught me to live for the future, not to dwell within my past. Look at me now as you're hearing this. You can hear my voice, I'm sure. It's easy to say words that are meaningless. Each word from my heart is pure. When I leave this world, save my final goodbye, I'll regret a lot of things I have done. One thing I will never ever regret is each day spent with you, everyone. And I wrote that for my wife to celebrate our 8th anniversary together, because, like I say, it's so easy to write poems for her. I look at her and her poems in my head, and it just comes down onto paper. Now, the one thing I don't do, I'll just reiterate this, is I write poetry, correct, but I am not one that writes a poem, then goes through it and edits it, takes a bit out, puts a bit in, moves this, changes this. When I write, it is from the heart, and every word that goes on the page stays on the page unless it's spelt incorrectly, in which case I'll just correct it. But I don't edit my poetry. I probably should. Some people would say, oh no, you're supposed to if you're a proper professional and all. Well, I'm not. I'm just a poet. I'm a poet and a writer. I don't edit my poetry at all. Anyway, on that note, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I'll do another one soon. You all take care. Bye for now.